This lesson shows you how to solve proportions. A proportion is a statement that two ratios are equal. Sometimes you can solve a proportion with equivalent fractions. Looking at the denominators, notice that 12 is a multiple of 2. So multiply the numerator and denominator on the right by 6. And you get x over 12 equals 18 over 12. And it's easy to see that the solution is 18. You can also use the multiplication property of equality. In this example, multiply both sides of the equation by 6. On the left, 6 over 6 is 1, and the variable is left by itself. On the right, 6 times 3 over 4 is 18 over 4, and the solution is x equal 4.5. Another method for solving proportions is to use cross products. For any proportion, the product of the first numerator and the second denominator is a times d. And the product of the second numerator and the first denominator is b times c. These are the cross products of the proportion, and it turns out they are equal. This is easy to prove. If you start with the general proportion a over b equals c over d, multiply both sides by bd to clear the fractions. On the left, the factors of b cancel, and you have d times a. On the right, the factors of d cancel, and you have b times c. Use the commutative property on the left, and you have a times d equals b times c. The cross products of a proportion are equal. Returning to the example, begin the solution by writing the cross products. X times 2 equals 3 times 12.4, which is 2x equals 37.2. Then divide both sides by 2. For the solution, x equal 18.6. Other transformations are possible to make solving proportions easier. The first is the same you can use with any equation. Switch sides left to right, since sometimes it's more convenient to have the variable on the left. You can also flip the proportion over so that the variable is in the numerator. Thinking of cross products, you can switch the opposite numerators and denominators, and the proportion remains true. It's called switching the diagonals. In this proportion, both sides are equal to 1/2. If you switch the numerator on the left and the denominator on the right, both sides are equal to 3. If you switch the other way, both sides are equal to 1/3. Finally, a transformation that you won't find anywhere else. In this example, notice that if you switch the whole number on the left with the denominator on the right, the statement remains true. So you can solve this equation quickly without extra steps. This lesson showed you how to solve proportions. And this lesson was brought to you by the Math Fun Academy. Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new math and new equations, to boldly go where no math student has gone before.